for the right to benefits, for Social Security, for retirement benefits, for safe workplaces. Still an ongoing struggle. It's improved somewhat in this country, not around the world, as corporations move to where they can, get the biggest blast for their buck. And we saw that recent tragedy in Bangladesh. This fight goes on, and fighting for the rights of working people to unionize is a big part of this. So they were out fighting in the street, and they did not limit it to street fights. They had political battles as well, with the Socialist Party and the Communist Party and the Labor Party and the Progressive Party and the Farm Labor Parties. They were fighting in the voting booth as well as in the street. And as this guy, Frederick Douglass, said, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. That's why we need to bring the demand into the voting booth. If you don't bring it into the voting booth, it's not happening. And there are many ways to win an election. You don't necessarily have to win the office in order to win the day. You drive the agenda forward by simply standing up and actually casting a vote. Whether you win the election or not, you change the agenda if you dare to vote for it. If you don't vote for it, it's not an agenda. And I'll finish here just with the words of Alice Walker, which is an inspiration to me every day. When I realized this, it was just so uplifting and empowering. The biggest way people give up power is by not recognizing that we have it to start with. Poll after poll shows that our agenda for jobs, for bringing the troops home, cutting the military, reining in GMOs and labeling them so we can put them out of business, bailing out the students, making public higher education absolutely affordable, and ending student debt. These are all things that the public demands and wants. It's just for lack of knowing about us and lack of coordination that allows us to be held back. So, in my view, at the end of the day, this is all about us getting together. A political party is how we get together, because in a political party, you've got other people to cover all the bases. You don't have to do it yourself. You work on one piece of the agenda, and there are other people to work on other pieces, and we come together in a concerted process and decide what the strategy will be for the year. The struggle is a moving target. We need to constantly be revising the strategy in order to make the most of the opportunities that are coming our way. And, as Chris Hedges mentions, often, when transformational change happens, it always catches you by surprise. You feel like you are absolutely up against the wall, and then it will never come down, and then all of a sudden it comes down, as it did in East Berlin, in Germany. Suddenly, on the same day, as Hedges describes it, that the democracy forces were saying, oh, maybe in 10 years. That night, it came down. So the more organized we are, the more ready we are for political transformation that will drive the social transformation. Don't stop what you're doing for a minute. This is about how we all get together to take back, our democracy and to change this breaking point that we are at. A breaking point for democracy, for our health, for education, for jobs, for the climate. For peace and international law and security. We are at the breaking point. We're beyond the breaking point. We can turn that breaking point into a tipping point and take back our democracy and the peaceful, just, green future we deserve. It's in our hands. Thank you for being here to make it so.